Good afternoon, Bulldogs. Today, my afternoon class is I'm going to the Stevens football game in Laredo, so I will not be here. This is also for those asynchronous students that were not here for the Zooms this morning. A couple of points I want to make is check your grades. There's no new grades coming out. There are a few at the end there, which were ed puzzles that you can finish and get your grade, improve your grade. Second, you can still retake some of those tests, but those are getting due here shortly. On Monday of the 14th, we're going to have a work day. So that'll kind of be the last day that you can turn in works for the last grading period. That being said, we are starting work for the third grading period, which will be after Christmas. We're going to take a test, though, a short, I think it's about 8 questions on the government stuff we've been learning, the three branches, the principles of the Constitution, that sort of thing. That'll be Wednesday, and I have made a Quizlet that you can use to start studying. That'll be the assignment from today. Let me show you. I'm just going to get into fifth period since that's the first group that is in my afternoon. Okay, so we go to our second quarter. And I know some of you like to get to stuff on the right-hand side there of the upcoming work. Sometimes you have to just go into the folder because it doesn't always put that stuff up there. So here's Friday, December 11th. And I have an attendance check-in for the students. And I see a couple people have already checked in and a couple people have already studied and done their thing. So the attendance check-in is an easy way for me to just get you for attendance. I think I asked you what your favorite holiday was here. That's the best way, but not everybody does that. So I also will check the assignment. And either way, we'll get you credit for being here because there is no Zoom in the afternoon. So here's kind of what I have here. There's these 3 questions. Maybe it's a little bit tough. Maybe I shouldn't use these. I was trying to gain your attention, but it says, how are the Texas and U.S. Constitution similar? Explain the separation of powers and what does the 10th Amendment do for the states? These are just, you can get these straight from the Quizlet. I'm just asking you these to write them down because I wanted you to know that those will be on the test and just get you thinking about that stuff. And I can correct you before Wednesday. But here's the Quizlet. I'm going to show you how I like to do it, and then you can choose a different way if you so choose. But I think every person, when they're doing this, should go to Learn. I think that's the best way. And then I would go to this thing gets in my way. Hold on. Down here at the bottom is our settings. I don't know how to hide. Okay, here, hide tools. Okay. All right, so here's options. What I like to do here is I can answer it with either term or definition, and I just want multiple choice. I don't want flashcards or anything. I think that works the best when you're first first going through it. Now, oftentimes let me move this up. Oftentimes in Quizlet, it's just a definition, a vocabulary word. I've put a few that are actually questions that I'm taking from the test. So it says right here, I've already done a few of these with my morning classes. So I'm going to go back to the set page. I'm going to go to Learn. That's the beauty about Learn is it'll start you with your progress of however you did. So I've already got 5 that I've done well. And I can always reset my work, but it says the division of power among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of government. Okay, what is that called, that division of power? Well, that's called, is it the separation of powers? Yes, it's the separation of powers. That's correct, so that'll go in my familiar. Well, let's say I don't know one, so I'm going to answer one wrong on purpose here. You need 2/3 of the Congress and then 3/4 of the states to approve. Is that the First Amendment? How do you amend the U.S. Constitution? That actually sounds like it's probably the right answer because these other ones don't really make a whole lot of sense. But I'm going to put First Amendment just to show you what happens. Okay, so when you get it wrong, what I like about Learn is you go through it and it's going to teach it to you. You need 2/3 of the Congress and 3/4 of the vote. The correct answer is how do you amend the U.S. Constitution? So that's how you amend it. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring that one back to me later. A system that allows each branch of government to limit the powers. So we have a check and balance. Now, let's say I got that one wrong and I picked federal separation of powers, which would be one that you would maybe think it was, but it's because when they limit the power, it becomes checks and balances. So what happens is as we get through this, a system in which power is divided between national state governments, federal, state, and local, that is our federalism. States' rights, this allows for all items not in the Constitution to be decided by each state. That's our 10th Amendment. And so you just sort of freedom from unreasonable search and seizures, come back with a warrant. That is our 4th Amendment. I want to show you what happens when you get through it. The 3 branches, the Bill of Rights. I'm just going to guess on this one. Oh, that one would be right. And just so I get one that's wrong, again, it tells me, oh, these are 2 similarities. Oh, that might be a test question. Okay, so you press any key to continue. And see what happens is it starts to bring them back. Oh, it just told me what this one is. How do you amend? No, that's not it. Name 2 similarities. And so there's only 12 of these. And remember, I got this one wrong. You need 2/3 of the Congress and 3/4 of the state to approve. How do you amend? System, and remember, I got this one wrong. So when you get them wrong, it redoes it for you. And then if you go through this, it doesn't take you very long to go through it all. This one is the checks and balances. And then it says it's okay. So then now I've gotten 12 that are familiar. Now, it might take me to, do it again. I can always do it again. I can go to some other games. I can do different ways. I can have it speak for me.
Name 2 similarities between the Texas and U.S. Constitution. 1. The 3 branches. 2. The Bill of Rights.
And here's all the answers down here. So it's a good way. And if I go back to the set page now, once I've done it, I can play different games like match. I can do a test if I want, so on and so forth. And the match is where you try and make everything disappear. So I scroll. It says, where did the Texas Constitution get most of its ideas? Oh, they copied it from the U.S. Constitution, and that'll make it disappear. So that's pretty much how it all works. Let me get rid of this. Come up here and do the best you can.